guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a very long week in the week of van life. I've spent quite a lot of money in Nevis in the last week. He decided to break down on me, which was lovely since how much love and care I put into him. He decided to break down. But it's probably just as well because he did quite a lot of work done. We had a diesel leak, and we had a coolant leak, and we had a brand new radiator having to go in. It's just been absolute fun and games this week. So he was off the road for a couple of days getting all fixed up, and I decided to test out his brand new radiator and make sure it was working fine by taking him out on a wee road trip, just a wee hour and a half from where I live. And I've ended up in Glencoe, so probably I would say it's really remote, but I'm not actually that remote. I've pulled into a bit called Aluminium, which is just at the base of Ettamore, and it's jam-packed full of people, so I don't really feel like I'm in a sort of remote situation all by myself. So this is technically my second solo camp in Nevis, and I'm so excited to just have a night away and just try and get some photography done. Obviously it's a bit late now to be doing any photography, so I'm going to just have some food, get settled in for the night, get a good night's sleep, try and get up tomorrow for sunrise. If that doesn't happen, I have a plan for tomorrow. I'm going to be going up possibly 2 mountains tomorrow. I've not done any hiking for a long time and I'm itching to do some proper hiking. It might end up being mid-morning, so I mean, we're not looking for some phenomenal light at all. We're just looking to go for a walk and see what we can see. So the first one I'm going up, I can't remember the name of it, but the second one I'm going up the wee hill anyway is Devil's Staircase, which is literally just there, or the start of it's just there, and it gives you the most spectacular views of that mountain there, which is Ettamore. So something I've never done before. I've never been up. I'm quite excited to see what it looks like when you get up there. It's quite a fair walk. I think it's part of the West Highland Way, so I've got my hiking shoes and stuff with me. I'm all prepared, but I'll just see what the weather's like tomorrow, and it's forecast to be sort of partly cloudy and sunny, so fingers crossed it stays like that, because that would just be kind of nice. Like sometimes you get some really nice sort of dappled light across Glencoe when those kind of conditions happen, and they can just make for some lovely images. They're not amazing, but they're still nice. So I'm going to go make some food, and I'm going to get my Star Wars jammies on, and I'm going to get cosy since I'm surrounded by motorhomes, so they'll keep me nice and warm, I think. Dinner tonight is what is it? There you go. Can you see it? There you go. A Blue Dragon, Oriental chicken flavour noodles. And I don't want to be getting out the back and like getting the stove out and stuff, so I've literally got a flask full of boiling hot water that I filled up before I left the house. It's the lazy, easiest way, because I've had a long drive, I don't want to have to cook. I'll just pop some hot water in that and then we're good to go. And I'll see you on the morning. Good morning. The weather's not anywhere near what it was predicted to be, so I had a bit of a lie-in this morning, which was probably fine because it was freezing last night. Like it was only supposed to go down to like 9-10 degrees last night, which in a campervan is usually fine, like you don't really need much, but I had a sort of Sherpa blanket. I don't shake the camera because it's sitting on it. A Sherpa blanket and my Van Gogh sleeping bag. And my sort of from here down was fine eventually, but my head and my arms, everything was just really cold. I'm just a wee sensitive soul this morning, and I'm just really sensitive to the cold, but it felt cold. So the plan for this morning, I'm going to have some coffee, I think, first and foremost, and then decide whether I'm going to do Devil's Staircase first, which is just over there somewhere. Either going to do that first because it's still early, so it's 7 o'clock in the morning just now. Or do I wait for an hour, have my coffee just now, wait for an hour, go up to the Glencoe ski resort where I'm booked in to do something, and get some breakfast up there. They've got like a sort of makeshift cafe, like a temporary cafe down there just now. So I might have to move on because I'm in a bit of I'm facing this way, and in this car park, if you're facing this way, you're not getting it. So all of the sort of morning climbers are starting to arrive. Pandemonium's about to begin. For now, I'm going to go and have a coffee and wake up a bit because I am so tired and I've woke up with like some serious bedhead, so I'm going to go get some coffee. So you probably recognise this spot here. This is one of the most iconic spots in Glencoe. This is a place called Lochach Triocton. This is where the wee famous White House is, which is away over there somewhere. And there's a beautiful sort of backdrop of the mountain and the waterfall coming down behind the house. And there's a wee bridge over there as well. So you can understand it's quite a really lovely sort of scenic photograph. I'm not shooting that today though. I'm shooting that way. So there's a little pebbly beach just here, and then it sort of snakes its way up to the mountains in the background, which I think is Anna-Higa, that one. So I'll never go up that one. I'll be far too scared to go up that mountain. So today we're just down here shooting. I just missed a beautiful heron flying across the water because I didn't have my big lens that's in the van. I just brought all those sort of wider lenses just now, which was a total rookie mistake. I don't know why, it was just gliding across the water. The water's not looking great just now, as you can see. There's a lot of wind about just now. So why I'm down here is, obviously I'm not shooting iconic shots, so you must be wondering why you're down here. The light's not great. I mean, it's kind of moody looking, but at least there's some cloud structure in the sky. It's not just a blanket white. I know it kind of looks like that up there, but it's not actually like a blanket white. There's some beautiful clouds behind me. Really, really moody. Whoop, where are we? Up here. Some really moody clouds up here as well. So I'm hoping that the wind will sort of drive some of those darker clouds through, and we might get some really cool atmospheric photos, which Glencoe is kind of known for as well. It's one of those places that you don't really need, like, well, the light does help, but you don't really need a lot of it because it kind of lends itself to the sort of the atmosphere and everything that Glencoe is known for. It kind of lends itself to that. So I think today I'm just going to try and get a different kind of composition from what I'm used to. I have shot that wee White House photo with the mountain and the waterfall before, but I want something different. So I'm just coming down to the sort of, I'm going to go down to the water's edge over there and get the 17-40 lens out and just see what I can shoot. Just walking back to the van now. So the photograph I was happy with from here, which I did get one, I was shooting, I'll show you just now, and I was shooting at 160th of a second, f3.5, no, f4, ISO 100. So my next plan is to go drive back along the road again, along the A82, and we're going to go to the Three Waters Meet, and I'm going to climb down to the Three Waters Meet off the road, just park the van and then actually climb down to it. So that should be quite good, because waterfalls, you don't really want any light hitting it unless it's like sort of like sunbeams and mist and stuff like that. So this might work quite well for the waterfall up there. So let's go have a look. I'm not sure if you can hear me just now. I've put the road mic on just to help a little bit to cut down that noise, because it is ferocious down here. Also getting eaten alive by all the midges, which I have not missed during this pandemic, I have to admit. So I managed to wiggle my way down in the water down there, and I got the tripod in the water, as I like to do with waterfalls. I didn't go in this time though, which my feet are nice and dry for a change, but there's a wee sort of runoff of water down there with some rocks and stuff in it, and what is actually took a sort of really cool wide shot of the sort of water leading off and then the rocks, and then it sort of leads you up and you've got this beautiful sort of red sandstone under there, and it's sort of got like a teal colour at the back. I'm not sure what's causing that, but it looks amazing on camera. So I went for a half a second exposure on the whole image, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy with it. Not happy with these midges, and it's starting to rain, so I think I'm going to go and get some breakfast. I'm going to go up to the ski resort cafe, the temporary cafe, and get some breakfast, and then plan out the rest of my day. Just don't like those. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared. I've never done this before. I'm in the frame of mind this weekend where I'm trying new things, and I kind of wish I hadn't. This is pretty scary. I'm getting up to about 2,000 feet, I think. And these things are a bit rusty. Thursday, so but amazing views, and apparently there's a mountain bike track here, so I'm hoping to get some really cool like shots of some mountain bikers flying down the hill here, but nobody's came up yet, so I'm just going to go up the hill, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get any views down Glencoe today. The top of that summit is completely shrouded in clouds, so it doesn't look like I'm going to get any views, but I could go up anyway and have a wee look, because this is kind of fun. A bit scary, but kind of fun. There's rain just coming in, so I've got my waterproof jacket with me as well. And there's a beautiful waterfall we're just about to pass, so I'll show you that in a minute. Look at the views. Why does this always happen to me when I've got mountains? I never get a view. Apart from Benacrelate, that was a good mountain, that's just over there. I can't see anything. I'm going to wait till this cloud clears a wee bit because it's actually really bright up here. So I'm going to wait for a wee while and just have a wee sit down and see if I can wait for this to disappear. Do you remember how I was saying how the light doesn't really matter when you're in Glencoe because it looks stunning anyway? It really does matter. I take it all back. There's a big, just up there, there's a big sort of plume of light just hitting the side or the back of EF-M just when it joins onto the other summit. And it's just gorgeous. See that dark sky above it, and then, oh, it's just amazing. And this foreground here is just littered with these amazing massive like rocks. They look like glacier rocks, I don't know what the heck they are. Left over from the ice age probably, but yeah, the clouds cleared. I've hung about for a little bit and I'm so glad that I did, because look at these views, all the way right down there, all the way down. It's just amazing. I mean, I did cheat slightly by getting the chairlift up, so kind of 2,000 foot of that was chairlift, but I did walk 3/4 of a mile to get to this bit. So. But yeah, I've seen other climbers, and I've just seen a mountain biker flying down that mountain over there, screaming his head off. It sounded terrifying. I hope he's okay. You can actually see the track, the mountain bike track, going all the way up that mountain. So if you like mountain biking, like quite kind of extreme mountain biking, this is some place to come. But anyway, my favourite picture from this part here, I've taken two. I've got a panorama taken into the A82 and the River Coe. I don't know if that's a River Coe, there's a wee river down there. So I've got a panorama taken in the wee river bed, which is just there, and then it kind of comes all the way through and then it finishes in this mountain here. And I've got a sort of cropped in image of just this mountain, the side of EF-M, and that light in the middle with a little bit of foreground, and that's in sort of portrait mode. So these photos just keep getting better and better. I'm just going to play it in a wee bit, there we go. The clouds are just sweeping in on top of that mountain, and the gap that I was talking about over here, there's a sort of band of cloud here which is just hanging over the top of EF-M, and it just looks so moody. It's like something that in Mordor. Absolutely love it up here. It's just absolutely beautiful and so peaceful. Apart from mountain bikers screaming their heads off, it's so peaceful up here. I might just sit down and have a whisper after this actually, because I think I'm done up here. I might just wait. Maybe there's more light to come, I don't know. It was supposed to dry up a bit now, which is 11:15 just now, so it was supposed to dry up between now and 1 o'clock. I didn't think that meant that we were going to get clearer skies, but at least it's lifted. That's all you can ask for when you're up here doing this sort of photography. Just that brief moment where you can just grab it, and then the sheer exhilaration you feel when you actually get the shot that you wanted. I mean, these sorts of shots, you can't get these unless you have a drone up, and even then, drones aren't really supposed to fly 2,000 feet up, so I think we'll wait a little bit longer. It's not quite there. It's not quite beating the photos I took earlier. They're very dramatic looking, and I love that about Glencoe. You're guaranteed drama when you come up here. It's a shame the chairlift doesn't run until night time, because that would have been quite good. Yeah, I can confirm it's not any less scary on the way down. It's just as bad. It might actually be worse because you can see how high you are now. But almost at the bottom. So the chairlift adventure was amazing, absolutely loved it. I went down to Glencoe just after that to have a wee look, because as you can see the sun's out, it's a beautiful day, didn't expect this. I think I counted 15 tents. I got to the car park at the bottom next to Ben Stariv and it was jam-packed full. So I literally did a U-turn and came back up Glencoe. I was quite disappointed though, because the shot that I wanted, that I photographed in a previous video, I went down to shoot the mountain with a wee sort of winding river and the wee tree, and it was really moody. I couldn't get down to it. Like, there's construction going on down Glencoe. Quite a lot of construction. Like, they've built a new road and everything. Quite a bit down the road and walk down. And even when you got to the spot that I was at before, there's no wee path down to it anymore. I had to leave it. Absolute shame. Especially with this sort of dappled light hitting it today, it just would have been beautiful, but not to be, unfortunately. So I'm back at the van just now. I've parked across from the Glencoe ski resort in a wee kind of makeshift campervan park. There's 4 cars here just now, including me. The Glencoe mountain that I was up, by the way, was called Craig Du. It looks quite high for here actually, but obviously I cheated and went up the chairlift, so I'm just going to stay here as a base, sit and go through all my footage so far, have some food. I've made that, which is just, you know those wee packets of sort of microwave rice you get? I just throw them in the pot and heat them up and then make a burrito, but I've made it too big, so had to make 2. And I can't even get that one in. Look at all the chicken on that, it's obscene, like absolutely obscene. But I'm starving. My rolled sausage this morning that I had from the cafe in the car park was lovely, but it didn't fill me up. So and it's now 1 o'clock, so I'm going to have some food, and then I might just sit and chill for a bit and think about what I'm going to do tonight. So I've come out to shoot at Golden Hour and I'm a wee bit early, so I'm trying to find a photo here. Once you come off the road it gets quite boggy, so I'm trying not to get run over. I've already been shouted at by about 3 cars. The wind's starting to pick up, and as you just saw in the B-roll there's a big dirty cloud right above me, so I'm not hopeful for a good sunset tonight. But what I have been doing is picking out some really good foreground. Also, I'm tempted to do some long exposures with cars just now. Maybe stick on an ND filter and just use that dramatic sky to its full effect. Maybe just go for something completely different. I mean, I was out for sunset and Golden Hour. I'm getting neither, probably. I feel like it's starting to rain, but I don't really know. So I think I'm going to shoot some moody clouds. It seems that Glencoe is going all Glencoe on me just now. It's not dark enough. I thought that big dirty cloud would be good enough, but it's not dark enough. I left my ND filters in my other camera bag, so I'm just not winning today at all. I think I'll just hang about till it gets a bit darker. I mean, sunset's not for ages yet, so, but there's this like really ominous light round the whole sort of perimeter of everything. So that cloud above me is just so dark. I'm just interested to see how this is going to look, because at the moment I'm getting some really cool moody photos, but it's just not dark enough to pull off a long exposure. I did get one, it started to rain. I did get one, but the car's lights weren't bright enough, so it didn't really have that sort of streaky look I was going for. But I'm just going to hang about and just keep shooting and see what we can get. Just for interest, I managed to get some sort of streaky lights, and I'm not using any filter. What I found, what I did was bumped it up to f22 It's quite dark anyway, and then shut it down to half a second, which was enough just to give you a little streak of light, but not what you'd expect from a proper long exposure. But as it gets darker, that might actually work. So it's all about adapting to the situation that you're in. This situation's moody, so I'm just going to have to keep adapting. Well, after this I'm going to go back and get a coffee and a whisper, but I'm just going to keep shooting just now and see what we can get. I think we're going to have to go back and shoot sunset from the safety of the van because it's just, the rain's really coming down now, and I managed to get a car overtaking another car going really fast, so it kind of looks like a blur, so I'll see what I can do with that photograph. And if I like it, I'll post it here and let you have a look at it, or on my Instagram, which will be on here. I'm going to go back to the car and just get set up and wait for golden hour, if we're going to have a golden hour. You never know, miracles might happen. So I'm back at the van and I'm having some IM brew. I'm hoping this will perk me up a bit. I'm starting to flag now. 7:30 at night and I've not had my dinner. I'm not sure what to have. I might just have noodles again because it's quick and easy, but that would involve having to go outside. Yeah, so while we're waiting for whatever's going to happen to golden hour or sunset, I'm going to be very patient, or I'm going to try to be very patient and wait and see what happens, because sometimes you can just give up too easily, go home, and then everyone's posting these beautiful photographs on Instagram the next day saying how gorgeous Glencoe was. So I'm going to be patient and hang about. You get really high expectations when you come here because you know what it's capable of and you know all the good bits. And there's a few bits I didn't get to do this weekend, which was the Devil Staircase, obviously. The midges are out in force just now, so I'm trying not to go out the van just now. So yeah, maybe another day I'll do that, but not today. Definitely not tonight. I don't know, let's just hang about and see what happens, because the sun's there, it's just bright. It's just behind these big dark clouds. God, the joys of being a landscape photographer. We have to make a lot of decisions. Like what happened there, like I had to adapt. And now I'm having to adapt and think. I'll give you a quick look at the van just now and what I've done. Probably better to take you in the back. In fact, I could probably show you the kitchen from here. Hang on. No, it's probably better from the back. I'm going to have to go to the back and show you. So this is all different. That's been switched around, as you can see. There's new flooring down, which is the vinyl stuff. Nothing really else has changed. I've got some lovely new cushions and the Gordon tartan. Oh, I've got these, which are the really thick Van X curtains, which are out of a Volkswagen. I think I told you that before. Right, so ignore my dishes. I bought this little hanging plant to go on that hook. Where is it? There, but it keeps falling off. So down here I've got a bucket, because this is really cool. That is an electric shower, so that pump there goes in the bucket, and then I've got a shower on location, which is awesome because I also have a shower tent. That is cutlery and stuff. That is all the tea, coffee and sugar stuff. That is plates and bowls. And in here we've got a flask up the back which is strapped to this so it doesn't move about. You've got fresh water, wastewater, dirty dishes, gas and a stove. And in here we've got a toolbox. And in there I've got a lantern, which is a really cool Vango lantern, and that's coolant and extra water. But you probably wonder why I've got coolant in it. But the reason I like this is an IKEA Trofast unit. And I like it because, what the heck is that? Cheese? There's cheese stuck to it, but this is an IKEA Trofast unit and it's solid pine. So you can either stain it or just leave it. I've just left it because it's more I feel like it's more heat resistant with just leaving it the way it is. So it needs a good clean. I need to go and get some wipes on that from dinner. But I'm going to make a flip down front, which will then double up as a sort of table slash extra work area down here. But it just fits in. But I had to cut those bits there at a sort of angle to get them in back and to sort of line up with the back of the seat so it doesn't like rip the seats or anything like that while it's in. But yeah, there's plenty of space for cooking and stuff. I quite like it. I think it looks quite cool. You've got all the bunting as well. And I've also got a table which goes on that rail, but it's not out just now. Obviously when it's in bed mode I could probably show you that just now actually while you're up there. So it just slides there. And I can go over there. And this go all the way back, but the centre columns, there's a box under there and it has to be pushed forward. And that one goes back as well, and that basically becomes a whole double bed. There's a gap here, there's a 6-inch gap here, which you can't see, but I've got a double air bed for that. So. But here is really good storage as well, because you can hide stuff sort of behind the chair. So you've got the fold-up table in there, my shoes, and my wee thing for getting in. I've also got one of these back of the storage things here, which has got like midgie nets, torches and stuff like that on it as well. I thought I would end the vlog in the beautiful surroundings of the Campsie Fells. I'm back in East Dunbartonshire, and the reason for that is because I hung around and hung around and hung around right through till pretty much the hour before sunset, and it was dark, dark clouds everywhere in Glencoe. There was absolutely no chance of getting the cool sort of golden hour / sunset photos I was hoping for, which was a shame because it had been such a beautiful day the whole day before that. So I drove home via the Loch Lomond route, and as I got to roughly Inverberg, I just happened to glance in my rear view mirror, or my side mirrors, and I could see the big ball of golden sun behind me. How raging. So I didn't want to stop there, so I just drove all the way home, and as you saw in the footage, the beautiful red sky was actually from when I parked up at home. It was so typical. I had nothing to shoot and I was already home, and that sky wouldn't have happened in Glencoe anyway. So I've literally just come down for a wee walk down to Campsie Fells just to cheer myself up, and I'm so glad I did, because it's such a beautiful day and it's been such a nice walk. And I even got to climb down to the waterfall, which I've not done for about 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic. I hope you've enjoyed the images that I managed to get, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And if you like this video, then like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye!